And we're back. Riding with Junebuggy is back tonight, and we're in Boone, North Carolina tonight. I traveled up here, had to come see my good friend. He is the associate pastor of the Rock Church Boone, where we met and served together for 6 years. He is the youth minister. He served in our military and Army veteran. He is Mr. Mike Bozeman. Bozeman, thanks for doing this, man. It's good to see you, man.
Good to see you too, buddy.
Man, it's good to see you, brother. Let's get started again. You didn't grow up here.
I did not.
You were in Florida, right?
Tampa, Florida.
Tampa,
That's right.
Florida. So you're a Buccaneers fan.
I'm a Buccaneers fan.
That's the one thing we disagree on. That I'm a Panthers fan, you're a Buccaneers fan, but we can agree on the Braves, man.
We can agree on the Braves. There
We
you
can
go.
agree on the Braves.
Yeah.
So and I see all the Braves gear in the office, man.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
You know, I've started actually getting into baseball more than football now.
Baseball is very exciting.
Oh man, and going to a
Great
game.
sport.
Going to a game. We go to a lot of.
Yeah, my boys took me to a game in Atlanta on my birthday, and it was
Oh man.
it was a great time.
Oh man, we took a foster kid we had. I think you met him.
I did.
Yeah, we took him to a Braves game. He enjoyed every minute of
Yeah.
it. And now we just go to minor league games, which now those are some fun games too. I think we went to a Crawdads game together.
We did go to Crawdads game.
I think Tim Teep was
Tim Tebow was playing for the opposite team.
That's right. I
Yeah.
remember that, man. Let's get into it, Mike. Tonight, I've introduced you as an Army veteran, and when did you start? Let's go back a little bit further.
Okay.
What got you? What made you want to start joining the military? Like, what led to that decision?
That was always something that I felt like I really wanted to do. It was something that God put on my heart when I was young. There's 3 things I wanted to do in my life. I wanted to work with kids in the ministry. I wanted to join the Army, and I wanted to own a restaurant. And 2 of them were great. I've done all 3, but one of them was not from God.
Oh man!
The restaurant was not fun.
So you've always wanted to serve in ministry with kids. Was it the youth ministry you said with kids ministry?
Kids ministry, more or less, really.
Right.
Yeah.
So when did you join the military? When did you join it?
I joined the military in 1993.
Okay.
And I was in the Army, active duty, got out, was in the National Guard for a while.
Okay.
Then my National Guard unit we got deployed to go to Iraq. And I did not feel like we trained enough, and I was worried if I went with them that I might get killed. So I went back active duty again.
Wow. So altogether, you said what, 14 years you were?
Yeah, 14 years.
Man, where all have you been deployed to?
I've been deployed to Iraq.
Okay, so is that the main one you've been?
That's it, yeah.
Wow. And just I always ask this. I love talking to military people. First of all, thank you for serving for us, man. And just give me some good memories, man, of your military days. They don't have to just be in Iraq, but just anything you can say that you'd love to share.
Oh, well, I loved Iraq. They say when you go to Iraq that nobody's an atheist. The atheists become agnostic. The agnostics end up coming to Christ because every day you're worried about getting killed. So
absolutely.
So it kind of makes you ask questions.
Right.
So the field was the harvesting there was great. People were wanting to know more about God. So it was a really good experience as far as that goes.
So you were doing church ministry even in the military. It sounds like
we had a little Wednesday night group, a little small group that we did in Iraq.
What was your rank?
I was an E5 sergeant. Okay,
now for people that don't know, tell them what that actually is, if you can remember.
That is you go up you go from private to specialist to private first class, specialist, then sergeant, and then you can go to staff sergeant and whatnot. But
wow, that's awesome, man. Yeah. So just a lot of wow. I've never heard that story, by the way. I've known you for maybe 12 years, and I don't think we've ever got into your military days. I knew you'd served, but man, That's awesome, man. Now, when did you actually get out of the military?
I got out in 2006.
2006.
Yeah.
Now, did you go back to Florida?
No. We ended up going to Atlanta, to Beaufort, Georgia, which is outside of Atlanta.
Right. You're north. So you went there, and is that where you started serving, doing a lot more church church?
No, actually, that's when I stopped doing church.
Oh man!
When I was in El Paso, Texas, in the National Guard, I was the children's pastor there
Okay.
for 10 years there, and when I went back active, we were supposed to go back to El Paso, Texas, and God just told me that we're going to go to Atlanta. We're going to go to Atlanta. So I called my wife and I said, "Hey, look, God is telling me when I get out, we're not going back to El Paso. We're going to Atlanta." And God had told her the same thing.
Wow.
So we ended up going to Atlanta or Beaufort, Georgia, and my mom was in Philadelphia, and I told her, and she said, "Well, I lived in Atlanta. I'm retired. I'm thinking about going back." So she moved to Atlanta. My brother was also in Philadelphia, and he ended up moving to Atlanta too. And my dad, who my mom and dad were divorced, and
Right.
he struggled with alcohol. He decided he was going to reconnect with his family, and he ended up moving to Atlanta too. And in that time frame, he gave his life back to Christ, and he stopped drinking.
And that's awesome.
So God really moved through that whole thing. I mean, I didn't know why Atlanta. I didn't know what God had for me in Atlanta, but looking back, I could see how God put pieces together, and it was really not necessarily for me, but it was for my dad to get saved, but it was also for me to reconnect with him and have
God made it work out.
a great 5 years.
Oh, that's awesome though.
The last 5 years.
Oh yeah, man. Man, I can tell you, I would never move there, but I've been to Atlanta now a few years. I've been to Georgia a few years. I love going to Georgia. It's beautiful there, and
it's hot.
It is hot. I will admit that. Like I said, like we talked about, we've went to Braves games. I've been to wrestling matches in Georgia. I've been to camp meetings in Georgia, and just the beauty of just driving there is just amazing. Just whichever way you decide to take. Man, and your dad got saved, which that's all. Sounds like God just put all the pieces together. Like he was telling you multiple ways. Hey, you're going here.
Right.
That's the way the Lord works. When did you come? And then you were there 5 years. Did you come to North Carolina after that?
We did.
You did,
we ended up buying a coffee house here in Blowing Rock.
Right.
And that brought us here.
Right. When did you start coming to Oak Grove?
2013.
2013.
My brother-in-law went to Oak Grove.
Wow. Okay.
He was on the praise worship.
That's right. I forgot you were Randy Augustine's brother-in-law.
Yes.
What's he doing?
He's doing good.
And now is he back in Florida still?
He's back in Florida.
Man, oh man, I remember, when did they move? It's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
It was before 2020. I know that.
Yeah, it was before 2020.
Right. So, man, I totally forgot all. But give him my love next time you talk to him.
I will.
Man, so you started in 2013, and Michael Gregg was the pastor. You weren't the, like, quote unquote title kids minister at that point. Who was the kid? I don't even remember who it was, and I went there. I think it was Brooke, wasn't it?
No. Now that you asked me, my
goodness,
brain just
my brain's gone because I know her name and I can picture her face.
She was such a good,
sweet lady.
Well, you just love those kids,
right?
It was great,
right? Well, if you listen to this and you know who it is, please comment and tell us who you are. But let's get into 2015 Bozeman, and we're going to talk about the Rock Church. Actually, no, we're not. We're gonna hold off just a minute because we're going to talk about that quite a bit tonight. When did you first feel the call to preach?
To preach?
Yeah.
I don't know that I ever felt the call to preach.
Oh wow! So wow.
I felt the call to be a minister.
Right.
I felt the call to share the gospel with kids.
Right.
Which I think we all have.
Absolutely.
That call.
Right.
But I don't know that I ever felt the call to preach.
Right.
Necessarily.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Kinda, yeah. So, but when was that first calling?
I think when I was 9 years old.
Oh wow!
And a lot of people that are listening that know me have probably heard this story so many times.
I know I've never heard it. So
okay, well, good. Someone hasn't. I've told it so many times.
But you probably have told me, but we haven't seen each other in a while.
Yeah. Well, when I was 9 years old, my parents had divorced, and I was going through a really hard time, and I stopped playing soccer, stopped playing baseball, and stopped doing the things I used to do. And I was kind of going through a little depression. I didn't really know it at the time, but it was, I was just down. And I remember going to we were at a Methodist church. We'd go to sunrise services.
Oh wow, okay.
Which was early in the morning, which I hated. Hate getting up early. So this was like the worst thing in the world to have to do.
Oh man, do you still hate getting up early?
I still hate getting up
Oh,
early.
I don't blame you.
But we went and it was Florida is a beautiful place, especially in the morning.
Sure.
It's not too hot yet. We had the sea breeze from the bay in Tampa, and it was just a beautiful morning. And it was a little windy, and the sun was coming up, and you could see the sun coming up over the cross because the service was outside,
right?
And the wind was blowing the little purple scarf, the little robe thing that was on the cross, blowing it back and forth. And I remember just watching that, and I did something that I have never done in my whole time when I was a kid. I listened, and I listened to what the pastor was saying.
Right.
And I remember asking, I said, Jesus, if you're real, I just want you to come into my heart.
Wow.
And it was a huge difference.
Wow.
I knew that I knew at 9 years old that Jesus was real.
Oh man.
I knew that at 9 years old that he was in my heart. And I knew at 9 years old that I wanted to share that with other kids, especially kids who maybe came from broken homes.
Wow.
So yeah, that's the first time I felt like Jesus was saying, "This is what I want you to do.
This is what I want you to serve me in this ministry," and I want you to. That's awesome, man. Man, I've never heard that story. That's amazing, man. That's God works in mysterious ways. And young, I actually just did an episode with a young preacher. He was called to preach at 11.
Wow.
And he. Man, and the episode will release here in a couple of months, but man, just hearing his testimony at 11 years old, God will use anybody, use it young, old, and middle-aged. I mean, so that's awesome, man. Now, let's get to the Rock Church, Boone. This place started in 2015.
Yeah.
And the detail, I remember Michael when he said, "Hey, we're going to start this church." We didn't come right away. Now you did. Mm-hmm. You were named the family pastor at that point. And Michael has shared the story, but I want you to share it too, because there was a story about, hey, how much would it take to get him on full time? Do you mind sharing?
Well, my father passed away, and I was going to Oak Grove, and I was at I spoke at my dad's funeral.
Diane Wilcox.
That's
who it is. You said Oak Grove, Diane Wilcox.
Yeah, and she was wonderful.
Such a sweet lady.
Yeah, and she loved those kids, and yeah, she was great.
Okay, back to the story though. But I had to interrupt you. Remember that?
Okay, so Diane Wilcox passed away, and I went to her funeral.
No.
No. That was not Diane Wilcox. Okay, my father passed away. Mm-hmm. And I went to his funeral in Atlanta, and I spoke at his funeral. And it was funny because I wasn't going to speak at his funeral. And they said, "Do any of you guys want to speak?" And I said, "No, I don't." My brother didn't. And of course, my mom wasn't going to.
Right.
And so I ended up hearing the Lord say, "You're going to speak at the funeral." Wow. So I called my mom and said, "Hey, I am going to speak at the funeral. If you can tell them to pencil me in." Mm-hmm. And the pastor ended up coming. And I told the pastor, I said, "You don't have to come. It's like a 6-hour drive."
We are going to talk about him a bit because we're going to show some love to him tonight, but that is awesome. I never knew that he had made that travel.
Yeah, and I told him he didn't have to, but he did anyway. And I spoke at the funeral, and one of my relatives was there, or somebody was there, and I guess they went up to pastor and said, "Hey, I hear you're starting a church. I know that Mike used to teach kids in El Paso,
right?
And if you're looking for a children's pastor," he said, "he would be great." And the pastor said, "Well, we are, but we can't afford to bring him on right now. But we're heading that way." And he said, "Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to pay his salary for the next 2.5 years. Find out what he's making at Panera Bread. I used to manage the Panera Bread,
right?
And for the next 2.5 years, I will pay his salary so that he can come on board." So
That's
ended up starting, and my salary was taken care of for 2.5 years.
and now it's taken care of good.
Yeah, by someone who hadn't even stepped through the doors. So
that's amazing. But there again, that just shows how much he believed in you, and that shows how much the Lord believed in you too, because the Lord sent that guy to do that.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. So let's see, 2015, the church starts, and it does not start like we're not in the building, and we were in the building on, I don't remember,
March.
Boone Heights Drive, right?
Boone Heights Drive, yeah.
So there was a story because when I didn't come there until I think September or October that year.
Okay.
And we never knew where it actually was because the last we heard that it was supposed to be in a movie theater.
In the Regal movie theater, right.
Happened there.
We ended up, every time we were going to go, every Sunday that we were going to go in there, we had to do a change of venue or something to that nature. And it was, I think, either the cost or the process was just ridiculous.
So it was going to be, hey, it wasn't going to be in this room this time, or this. It was.
Well, it was the paperwork as far as it was going to be a change of venue from a movie theater to a church, then back to a movie theater, and I believe that had to happen every Sunday.
Oh wow! So it's okay. So that makes more sense now. But and if I'm right, and I may be totally off here, but the building you were in Boone Heights Drive, was that an old movie theater at one point?
It was the Dragonfly.
Okay.
Yes, it was a Winn-Dixie before that.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I did not know it was beside Stick Boy's Kitchen too, and that was a good place. Or I guess it still is.
It's still there, yeah.
And now is the Indian restaurant still there?
It is.
See, I didn't know that. I thought the Indian restaurant shut down.
No, it's still there.
Man, do you eat there any?
I love it.
Oh man, I noticed the other day when I was coming up, and I noticed that the restaurant, it used to be the old Golden Corral, and they tore it down. Now there's a Longhorn Steakhouse there, man. And I thought, man, maybe I need to stop and eat there, but we'll get there later. But man, since 2015 to now to 2020, that's when I was there, and I loved volunteering with you. By the way, that was some of the most fun times we had. Share some memories. Share as many memories as you want of being able to serve in that location. We will get to the high school in a minute, but share some fun memories there, man, because we've had some good ones.
It was a great time there. We got to minister to a lot of people. Mm-hmm. A lot of people came to the Lord, and it was just a great season of God working.
Oh, that's awesome.
And you and me got to go on a missions trip together.
Nicaragua,
yeah.
You know the funny story about that, and I'll share it. Nick Woods, and you know me, I'm not one to go out of the country.
Right.
Nick Woods come up to me in a small group and asked me, "Do you want to go?" And my answer was always no.
Yeah.
I never wanted to do it. Well, this was April of 2019. No, it was March of 2019. And Nick told me, he said, "Well, Junior, you want to go to Nicaragua?" And I said, "Let me think about it." It was Michael Gregg got in touch with me, and he told me the cost. And I said, "Michael, I don't know if I can do this." Thankfully, 2 churches sponsored me to go, mm-hmm. and all I had to do was put up the initial, I think it was $1,500. I put the initial 5. Yeah. Well, and I thought, well, I'm going to go to Nicaragua apparently. So, and I'm going to tell you, I don't regret that one bit. That was one of the best things I'd ever done. And that's first and only time I've ever flown.
Is that right?
That's the only time I've ever flown.
Well, how'd you like it?
Well, it wasn't bad. No, I would do it again. Yeah. And we're like I said, Madeline and I are talking after.
We're going to Dominican Republic if you want to go with us.
Well,
you have to fly.
You got to give me some dates too. So may not work out this year with some stuff we got going on, but especially this, man, this is a full-time job in itself anymore. Yeah. But yeah, we did. How many kids did we feed in Nicaragua? Do you remember?
Gosh, it was a lot. I don't remember
2,000.
It was a lot.
I want to say 2,000 because we did.
It may have been.
We do feed kids and we did VBS, right?
We did VBS.
Man, yeah. Did you preach any while you was over there?
No, I did. I did to the youth group.
Okay.
And Jonathan preached in the Sunday service.
I remember that, man. And that woman gave her testimony for over an hour.
She gave a very long.
But testimony. But they said that was normal.
They said, yeah,
that was normal for them. But man, and we say a lot about the heat here. It was hot there, but man. Hot. But man, 90 degrees felt good. That
Not
was,
me.
and well, I'm just saying, but the compound we stayed in was amazing. Though.
Yeah,
That
it was really
that
nice.
was awesome,
It
man.
was nice.
That's right. That is the only time we served in a mission trip together because
that was.
Michael couldn't go, Nick Woods couldn't go. There was only 6 of us that went on that, but
Yeah. Yeah.
man, what a fun time we had there. You remember the old bus?
Yeah.
That bus is actually at a church 5 minutes from me.
Is that right?
Yeah, I saw it going down about a year ago,
Uh-huh.
and I looked at Madeline and I said, "That's the old rock bus."
Wow.
And so that was
The air never worked on that thing.
no, it didn't.
No, it
No, it
always
didn't.
we get it fixed and go out. We get it fixed and go out.
You get it fixed, and the minute you took it off the parking lot, it was gone.
Yeah.
Drove good though.
Drove great,
really
yeah.
good. The driver was really good at his driving.
He was slow.
He was. He was. But
You were the driver.
I know that.
Yes.
But he was safe too.
He was safe.
He was safe, man.
If you got him talking, you're gonna
You were in trouble.
you put an extra hour on your time.
What else did we do, man? We went to
Baseball games,
we went to, like I said, we went to the
high school
Providence.
football games.
That's the last time me and you saw each other was at a high school ball game, and
yeah.
we did something else. Winter jam.
Yeah, we did winter
We
jams.
did 2 winter jams,
Yeah,
didn't we?
2 of them. You're
Man,
right.
those were
All the newsboys and
saw Skillet.
yeah, saw them 500 times.
Man, that's fault.
If you were a Skillet fan, it was good to be in you.
I enjoyed the Skillet.
Did you like Skillet?
I
I'm not a
do.
big Skillet
We
fan.
almost went. We almost got tickets to go this year, but that didn't work out, and we had other things to do. But
Okay.
yeah, so I didn't know Skillet was into the Christian music either. Till
Oh yeah,
but so
yeah.
and I've had to listen to them, and I love a lot of their songs
That's
still. to
good,
this
yeah.
day. But let's see, and then 2019 came, and then we served and like I said, we served during the second service. I was always coming
Yeah.
to the first service, and I'd come to the second service.
Right.
So, and then you would always have dollars, bucks. What did you
Bible
use?
bucks.
Bible
Yeah.
bucks. And do you still do that?
No, I don't. We don't do Bible bucks anymore. Bible bucks are the thing of the past. But we did them for a while, and kids could earn them by memory verses and things of that, and then we reward them, and they could go and spend it in our Bible buck bookstore.
You know, when I first started serving with Michael, Baylor wasn't even thought of yet.
Is that right?
So Tatum wasn't even born.
Okay.
So when you see those kids now from where they were, Trathon's bigger than Michael,
Yeah.
and Laney's she's going to be a senior this year, and that's
Give me a
great. And
year.
I think Tatum's going into high school, right?
Tatum's going into high school.
And Baylor's going to be in 8th grade. That is so crazy. Like, and I told Madeline the other day, I said, these kids, 2 of them weren't born.
Yeah.
2 of them were tiny.
Oh, you were there before Tatum was born, then, huh?
I was.
Were you?
I was. No, now Casey was pregnant with Tatum. I
Okay.
remember that. So still before she was born, but Casey was pregnant with her.
Okay.
And then, like I said, I remember just I remember her just being born, and I remember then Baylor coming along. But I remember telling Madeline just like I said, maybe a year or 2 ago, I said, Laney's going to be a senior in high school. She said, she's looking at me like stunned.
Yeah.
Like, are you serious? Like,
Laney led our praise and worship in kids' church, and we had a stage, and we had
that.
microphones, and Laney would write out a set list in Crown and put the set list in front of each of the microphones for the kids that were doing praise and worship.
Now, how much of that do you think Casey helped out with? I'm sure she.
I'm sure she inspired.
I'm sure she did. So I remember that, man. He did praise and worship, and then we did
a costume
character, and then a lesson,
and then a memory verse to get Bible bucks.
And then parents would come in by that point, and Michael went an hour, however long he liked to talk.
Yeah.
But Bozeman, we left in 2020. You know, God called Madeline and I out to go to another church, and we're actually not even at the church we left to go to. We're actually at another one now.
Oh, okay.
Serving there, and I've preached at that church a couple times. So, yeah, it's and that's what I always tell people, that it's crazy that God can call anybody.
Yeah.
And I'm a prime example of that, because I'm just a crazy kid that loves to talk to people and bring back old memories. But 2020 happens, Bozeman, and we left right before COVID. Talk about what the church was like during the COVID season. Do you remember a lot about that?
Well, we had two services. We had one that was we had one with we tried to stay in line with what
Regulations
the
were.
regulations were, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we ended up, as COVID started winding down some, we were at two services. One we had the spaces and masks were required, and the other one it wasn't, because it was such a huge divide in.
People were scared at that point.
Well,
Man.
the people were just divided over it so much that even in the church, on what was right and what wasn't right,
Right.
it was a lot of time in prayer
Oh yeah.
and time where it was like, Lord, where do we go from here? What are we supposed to do?
I'll never forget I'll never forget where I was when our preacher called us, our pastor called us. He said, we're not having church tomorrow. And because people had been around people that might be sick.
Mhm.
And I wasn't angry with him. I was angry with the situation.
Yeah.
And I told Madeline, I said, we're not having church tomorrow. We're not having Sunday morning. We're not having Sunday night. We're not having Wednesday night. For 2 months, it was outdoor services, 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock. And then that's your church service for the week.
Yeah.
And then that word social distancing came, and then essential came. And I'm putting that in air quotes because I was considered an essential worker because I'm a truck driver, which I didn't mind, because shout out to every truck driver out there that worked during that, because they had a time getting supplies to people. Because you guys did outdoor services a couple of times,
We
didn't you?
did outdoor service. We did online services a lot. We'd film them live and show them. We did an online kid service as well.
I saw a couple of those.
Yeah.
You did good, by the way. For the circumstances you had to go through, you did good.
Yeah. Well, we wanted to make sure that we were still a community, and we were still not just feeding our flock, but letting people know that they were still loved, because you get shut down and shut out for that long, you start to lose connection, and we did not want anybody to lose connection. As hard as that may have been at the time, that was something that was definitely one of our goals.
Did you do small group online at the time?
No, we did not do small groups online, and then trying to think if we even had small. We had one or two small groups at the time. I don't know how many small groups we had launched before 2020.
Right.
So yeah.
Man, talk about, talking about all that, and talking about, I remember when I saw Michael and Casey make that video and say, well, we're going to do this, and then, and he looked as serious. I mean, Michael is a serious guy when he wants to be and can be, and he has to be. But that's the most serious I've ever seen him, because he didn't know what to do. Nobody did. We were in uncharted territory at that point. Yeah. But no, like I said, man, I saw preachers doing online service. I saw preachers doing online kids services. So you're right. We got to keep that community going. Was y'all able to do anything community-wise while that was going on?
Well, we actually went down to Domino's and bought, gosh, I can't remember, 100 pizzas, 100 plus pizzas.
Sure.
And we pulled up this big trailer in the parking lot, and we had our praise and worship band came on. They played.
I remember seeing that.
And they played and they sang, and people were able to drive through, and we would give them a pizza.
Wow.
They could drive through and take the pizza home, or they park in the parking lot and just watch and sing along with the praise and worship team.
And I'm sure a lot of them parked too, because I mean, you want to get out at that point.
Yeah.
So that is crazy. And I remember you guys, which everybody was allowed to come back in, I think, probably June, July. I think the restrictions were lifting at that point. We still weren't nowhere near where we are now, obviously. But so you guys have went from that, and I wanted to, and again, this is where we're going to get to. We're going to get to the move here in a minute, but I want you to shout out your volunteers. I want you to show some love to some of your volunteers.
Oh, we had, I can't even single out one, because
no. I mean, if you can't single, just talk about
they
it.
all acted as a unit. The humility is so huge there that I think if I did shout out one, they would be embarrassed and hey, don't say my name on the air.
Oh man!
And it would be. They were just listening to the Lord, and they wanted to be with people. They wanted to help people. They wanted to do whatever they can or could do to make life better for somebody else.
Absolutely.
And, it is the lifeline of the church. And I think of them more as volunteers. I just think of them as
Family.
as servants working for the Lord, family. You're right. And just with the same goal. The goal is that they want to see God's kingdom go forward. They want to see people know the Lord better. They want to see people
Absolutely.
who are hurting not hurt anymore.
Sure.
And so they get up at 6 a.m. and they'll set up pipe and drape so that when that person comes in, they have a good experience. They'll get up at 6 a.m. and make coffee.
Oh, wow.
So when that person comes in, they have a fresh cup of coffee.
Wow.
And they shake hands and they love people and they make a huge difference, not just in my life, but in other people's lives. But boy, I tell you, you think that it's just for other people, and then you realize how big a difference a volunteer has made in your life. Mallory was teaching with me in the 6th, 7th, 8th grade.
Yeah.
She made not just a huge difference. We became such a great team.
Oh, absolutely.
And those kind of people, what do you say? Thank you isn't enough.
No.
I love you isn't enough. What you're doing, you thank them, you love them, and you appreciate them, and then you know that God has a reward for them in heaven, and you hold on to that too. So,
when did the serve week start? Because when we originally was going to record,
yeah,
you had a serve week and we had to postpone it to today.
Right.
When did that start? When did those originally start? Because I wasn't here for that.
We started doing Serve Day. And we did Serve Day 1 day out of the year, and it was it was sometime in the summer, one of the particular days.
Sure.
And then we started from Serve Day, we went into Soul Food. And Soul Food is where we reach out into the community and we bring meals to different areas.
Right.
And that's expanded and it's become bigger and bigger. And then we went from Soul Food, which we've done now for how many years? 5 years?
5 years?
3 years? 3 years? Lots of years. But that expanded into where the communities needed more than just food.
Mm-hmm.
They needed their parks cleaned up. They needed new slides, new swings.
Mm-hmm.
And we decided we're going to take a day and we're going to go to those communities and we're going to build some new stuff for them. And we had a cookout. We played football with the kids, and it was a great time. And then from there, it went to a week long. Jonathan, he's our outreach pastor.
Right.
He just has a heart for people. And if I tell you, if we had $1 million tomorrow, Jonathan could spend the whole thing on other people, because that's where his heart is, other people. And he plans something every day of the week that we went out and we served somebody. We went clean up the school.
Mm-hmm.
We went to the communities and made their parks better. And it was just a wonderful time of just going out and saying, "Hey, we love you." It wasn't a big advertisement. "Hey, we're the Rock. We want you to come." Well, of course we do want you to come.
Sure, absolutely.
But it was, "Hey, we just want you to know that we love you and God loves you."
Right.
And that was pretty much, that's it. And that's really Jonathan's heart in a nutshell, is he loves people, and he loves people because he knows God loves people, and he wants people to know that God loves them.
Absolutely. I'm going to have him on next year for season 2, so I'm looking forward to it. But I do want to expand on Soul Food just for a second, because you guys don't just go feed the community. You guys feed the fire departments, the police departments, and that's once a month. Now, the Soul Food part of it is once a month. Correct?
Soul Food is once a month.
So let me ask this question, because I've always wondered this. Who decides what foods to cook, or is that just something that?
Well, that's my wife Michelle and Jonathan get together, and of course the pastor has ideas too, and they just kind of kick around different food what they want to cook. And the pastor's really big on, I don't want them getting Walmart food. I shouldn't say Walmart food. I want them getting a higher brand of food.
You want them getting like a quality meal.
Yeah, we order our stuff.
That feels home cooked.
Yes, we order our stuff from the same vendors that I used when I owned Kojay's.
Sure.
It's high quality. it's good food. It's not run of the line. It is really, it's the same food that you'll eat in restaurants.
Sure.
So we want to make sure that people are not just getting a meal, but they're getting a good meal.
So that, I mean, you're fine saying it that way because I've said it that way, and I like, because I love local. What we do here is promote local businesses as well. So to be able to just say, "Hey, we're giving you a quality meal," and that's I mean, because you can go anywhere and get like a small sandwich or something, but when you have somebody cooking for you, and it makes you feel important, it makes you feel better, and
Yeah.
it shows the love.
When you're hungry, there's nothing wrong with turkey mayonnaise.
Oh no,
That's fine.
yeah.
But we want you to know that we want to go
The extra mile.
and we want you to eat a quality meal, something that I would eat for sure.
And I'm going to say this because I don't see y'all bragging about it, because and that's awesome. I see the reason I knew it was police departments and fire departments and all that, because I see them bragging about it.
Yeah.
They're so thankful, and they're so very just appreciative of what that is. So going into that, we talk about giving meals out. Let's go to 24, and we're going to go to Hurricane Helene just for a minute. Boone, North Carolina got hit. It was flooded. The Walmart shut down for months. And I mean, when the hurricane happened, the floods was on Main Street. I saw the pictures. When was it almost immediately that you guys were, let's do something, let's get out, let's go?
Immediately we did get out and go, and we really got out and we were checking on our people, making sure everybody was okay, seeing if water or bread or anything was needed. And then Pastor reached out and saw that Samaritan's Purse was working over here with Alliance. And we decided we were going to cook meals for their volunteers. And so we were cooking meals for the volunteers at Samaritan's Purse that were helping push out food, push out water, push out needs. And then we were cooking it at the old church, which was a really small kitchen.
Right.
And Pastor said, well, why don't we cook it here at the rest home, which is now the hub?
Now, did you cook it? Now, did you help Alliance out too? Did y'all cook at Alliance at one point too, or am I getting that confused with somebody else? Because I remember y'all grilling a lot, or hearing about y'all grilling a lot. Did y'all do that with the Alliance Fellowship over here?
We supplied food there. I don't know that. Well, one time we did take the hot pots down there and cook there. But
okay, that's where I'm getting it. So, but and you talking about this place that we're in now, the hub. You use this because this is how y'all did it. Volunteers to come and use this for like a place to sleep, right?
Well, that's what I was getting at. Is when the pastor decided, hey, that kitchen's too small. Let's cook here. So we cleaned up this kitchen and we were cooking here. And when we were delivering meals and pastor was going around and delivering things and seeing what projects we could do to help the neighborhood, he realized that there were people sleeping in tents coming from different places to help.
Sure.
And he came here and we had a guy walk through here and he said, hey, we have rooms here. People could stay here. How long would it take to get this up and ready to go? And the guy that was walking through said, it looks like it's going to take 3 weeks to a month to get this place up and going. And that was on a Tuesday.
Okay.
Well, we had volunteers from the church come around the clock cleaning and getting everything ready so that people weren't sleeping out in the weather and out in the cold. And it was about to get even colder.
Oh, yeah.
Those winters here are tough.
Yeah.
And so we were going, and we ended up having our first guest come on that Thursday. Wow. Tuesday we started. That Thursday night, our first guest came down.
That just shows God can do it. That just shows God can do it.
We ended up providing meals for the guests, and a hot shower, and a bed and a pillow.
And the volunteers would stay, about a week at a time, and then go?
Some would stay 3 or 4 days. Some would stay a week. Some would stay even longer.
Wow.
So, yeah.
And I remember because there was no cell phone service up here at all for I remember I was in Banner Elk, and I got into the Lowe's Food. There was still service. I turned on to the road to go down to Lowe's Hardware. immediately my phone goes off. My phone goes off. Nobody can get to me.
Yeah.
And then once I come out, it's still hard to get to me. So, and I've heard that a lot of that's been cleaned up. I remember going towards Mountain City, that road flooded out. That road was broke out.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's crazy, man. But and is there still work still going on from that hurricane here?
There's still work going on from the hurricane, more in the outer areas, but
Right.
yeah, there's still people coming down and helping rebuild.
Bozeman, we are getting to what that just happened. Something that just happened. The Rock Church was at Boone Heights Drive, and now y'all have moved to the high school.
We did.
And I'm going to talk to Michael Gregg about this long term. I'm hoping to get him on to close to the year anniversary of that.
Okay.
So, but I want to talk to you about it just for a few minutes. When did that conversation? Do you remember when that conversation with you start? Like Michael come to you and said, "This may be a thing."
I think it was in a board meeting we were talking, and I think someone even said in jest, the heart was looking for something a little more permanent. They were looking not for pipe and drape, and something of a different size, and we were looking for something of a different size
How long were they there?
The heart?
Yeah, how long were they?
I don't know.
Because I may be guessing here. I've heard 2000, but
2,000 years.
Well, that may be it. I've heard since 2000.
Oh, since 2000.
So and again, I may be wrong on that, but so the heart wanted something just a little bit more direct and a little bit, hey, we don't have to move everything up. So you guys do that, and I'm sure that was prayed about for a while.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and Pastor didn't bring it up to the heart. He went out to eat he goes out to eat with pastors here all the time.
Sure.
And they share, and this wasn't something he was going to bring up, but
was he looking for it though?
Well, I don't know that he was necessarily looking for it. I think it was just something that God did because the heart said, "Hey, we would love to," and I don't know the whole story. So
right.
We'll have to ask.
I'm gonna get to him. Yeah.
But as I believe the conversation went, they were like, "Hey, we would love to," and it just kind of, they started talking about their needs and we started talking about our needs, and it just kind of clicked that, I wonder if we can,
because y'all were growing.
We were growing.
Y'all are probably still growing, and the summers are different because college kids are going home. I get that because the attendance goes down.
Yeah.
So, but how many would you estimate is in during the college time?
Well, they do when we do a count, there's up to 400 people. I mean,
is that per service or is that just all together on a Sunday?
That's all together on a Sunday.
On a Sunday, okay.
Yeah.
So
when we had two services.
When you have two services, like I said, because kids have went home, college age kids have gone home. So, and then that's when the hub became a big thing, right? That's when you guys said, "Hey, we've got to have a place to meet. We've got to have offices. We've got to have to do all this." And this was Michael's father's building, correct? Am I correct on that?
His family.
His family's building, yeah. So you guys moved in, I want to say March. It was the end of March of this year. So what all went into that move? Because you guys there was a lot that had to go into that move.
Yeah, we had to get all the stuff for
y'all's church.
A mobile church. Yeah, it was.
Is it called a mobile church? That's something I don't understand because you guys are in a physical location.
Well, the church itself is mobile because we move into there on a Sunday, we move out of there on a Sunday.
Okay, I see. Exactly.
So yeah, where it's considered a mobile church.
What are you allowed to keep there over on a Sunday, and what
they've been very good to us. The high school has been just amazing, and there is a downstairs little closet they let us use, and we could keep some of our stuff there. We also have that big box truck outside. That huge truck outside, and we could keep all of our stuff in there, and we just drive it up and unpack it on Sundays.
What? Let me see how to ask this question because the thought has literally left me now. So you unpack it on Sundays. I'm trying to remember what I was going to ask you, but okay, I do remember. Are you using classrooms as well?
Yes.
So how many classrooms are you using?
We're using, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 classrooms, and the library is one of those.
And a library is one of those. So you guys have to put up like pipe and drape, like,
Mhm.
and it has to be walkways to make sure they don't kids don't mess with anything.
Right.
So that's awesome, man. That is very awesome. So we've come, Bozeman. We're coming to the end here, but I saved him for last. I love the guy. I met him in 2012, and I entered first 3 times I met him, he always introduced himself as Michael Gregg to me. And I told Madeline, I said, I know who he is. I've been here to church a couple of times. He doesn't remember me. Now, when I come to the Rock the first few times, you preached, David Adderold preached, Zane Pingleton preached, but he would never preach. And I told him, I said, do you just not want me to come? It was a joke, obviously, but I want you to show some love to Michael Gregg because we can tell stories about him, probably some we shouldn't tell here, but the man has. We lost touch for a couple years back when I left, but we've reconnected. It's awesome to hear from him. It's awesome to go to football games with him still. I was up here last year doing a game with him. So take a few minutes to talk about what Michael's meant to you, meant to the family, meant to the church.
Yeah. Well, when I was called, I felt like I was called here. I think I was called for that purpose, is to give him prayer support and an ear to when he has something he wants to say, and a non-judgmental ear.
Sure.
But I think the things that blow me away is he cares for people.
Sure, absolutely.
And he cares for people a lot. And I say, and I say it jokingly, but it is so true. I don't know that he has an enemy in the world in his head, because anybody that he feels like they were at adverse times, he is called to smooth things over.
Sure, me and him's had disagreements, and we've smoothed things over.
Yeah, his love for people is and his love for people, it just blows me away. And I envy that, because I love people, but man, there's times where people to me are hard, and to him, it's not the same way. He sees that as a challenge of, this is a person I'm going to love, and I'm going to love them because God loves them, and I admire that quite a bit in him, and have learned a lot about grace from him, because has grace for people that that I feel like, and wrongly feel like they don't deserve grace.
Sure.
Because of course they deserve grace.
Absolutely.
But I'm like, I want to get them. And Pastor's like, well, and he always has the other side of the coin. Maybe they went through this, or maybe because of this. And he always sees the positive side. And he has grace for people. He has grace for himself. And he just lives that grace message to the T. And like I say, I just use your saying, like I say,
man,
there's not an enemy that he has, because he has done everything he possibly can to reconcile.
Absolutely.
Anytime that he feels like there maybe a split or whatever.
Sure. Do you remember, it was 21, y'all came to Mount Airy, and I'll never forget, because I didn't know it, because you kind of blindsided me, because I was just leaving work, and Madeline and I didn't know what we were going to do for supper that night. And you call first, and I think Michael sends a text or something, let's go eat. Yeah. And then I told Madeline, I was like, they all want to go eat. They said they're going to meet at Golden Corral. You good with that? So I'll never forget that, because it's like, I was like, what are y'all doing out in this area? And I actually went to a volleyball game in 20 minutes from the house, and Laney was playing. I said, so man, that's awesome. And like I said, we can tell a lot of stories about him. You hit the nail on the head, though. If he loves people, and which every pastor should. I mean, that's and it's hard. Absolutely.
I heard a pastor say that ministry would be great if it weren't for the people.
Yeah. At the end of the year, we're going to do a mental health episode on this, and on the podcast about preachers and preachers' mental health. And I admire all the preachers up there, because they're they go through so much. We don't see everything that they go through. And, and he's the same way. He goes through challenges too. But man, let me ask this. I'm going to end it with this question because we've talked about you serving all day, all night and all day. And what advice would you, and what's your prayer for that young person or that old person who may want to serve, like that's thinking about it and on the fence saying, maybe I will, maybe I won't? What advice would you give to them?
I would give them, the advice I give them is do it.
Just do it.
Get out there and just do it. Just like Nike says, just do it.
Just do it.
And get out there and really connect with the Lord first. Because when you're serving, a servant's heart is a servant's heart because they serve somebody. And when you're serving for the Lord, He really directs you which way you could go. And you actually, in that serving for Him, you actually grow closer to Him as well.
Man.
Because you're emulating Him. Our Savior, our Lord Jesus, was the master servant. And so when we serve, we're being a lot like Him, maybe the most like Him that we can possibly be is through service.
And the Bible says it clearly. Jesus didn't do His will; He did God's will. That was the way it went, and He served and He preached just like we do. And Bozeman, we have got to do this again, man. And we've got to get together again, man. It's been fun. I always enjoy getting together with you, man. And tell the family hi when we see them. Like I said, tell Andy hi for me, man.
Yeah.
Brother, thank you so much again for coming on, brother. This has been awesome, man. And see, you said you were boring. You're not boring at all. No,
I mean, messed up too.
Well, we'll nobody will know. Well, we'll figure it out. But guys, that's been Mike Bozeman, guys, and as always, go follow on Facebook and Instagram. Go like and subscribe on YouTube. And for Mike Bozeman, I am JJ the Junebuggy Junior, maybe, and we will see you next time on Ride with Junebuggy.